If you were looking for career advice from a career coach, and he had led teams that have placed over 6,000 pros in 21 industries, worked at the largest Fortune 500 recruitment firm in the world, was responsible for over $50 million of placements of executives, and was one of the top recruiters recognized nationally while serving in the United States Army, you'd probably say he's qualified. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. Career competition is fierce. If you're a director, a VP, or an executive, this podcast is for you. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. And this is your host, Tim Madden.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast with your hosts, Tim and Kristina Madden. Hey, if you don't know us, we help those targeting six figures or multiple six figures land jobs they love quickly. So, hey, we go live inside the Executive Career Network on Facebook, which is the fastest growing career network, approaching 8,500 directors, VPs, and executives from not only America, but across the globe. Hey, if you're watching in the Executive Career Network, let me know down in the comments. We're also streaming to LinkedIn and YouTube. I will be monitoring it. So if you have any questions at any time, please let me know. After we're done, hey, we stream to everywhere on the internet, right? iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. So do me and Kristina a favor. Hey, if we provide you any value today, leave us a review over on iTunes. Helps get the message out to other professionals that are in career searches that are dealing with what we talk about every single week. Kristina, before we get started, client wins this week. We've had people get jobs approaching the final rounds at SpaceX and Siemens and AWS and multiple six-figure offers that have came in, high six-figure offers. So as always, we always start off the podcast, right? If you need help in your career, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast, schedule a call with our team so we can figure out, hey, where do you feel you need the most help? Where are you going? How can we get you there as quick as possible? So without further ado, episode 47, Corporate RIF, why it happens, and how to identify opportunities. Now, let me just start off by saying, we can't control whether we're laid off, when it happens, or how the person will deliver the news. Maybe you're the hiring manager, maybe you're the CEO, or maybe you're someone who's unfortunately about to be a part of a reduction in force. But there's one thing we can't control, right? Our reaction and how we deliver it and how we take it. It's advice nobody wants to hear, but we'd rather, right, pretend we're too invaluable for our team to ever let us go. That's obviously the position you want to be put in at your current job, right? But a layoff is something most people will go through at least one time in their life. And as business adjusts to this new like post-pandemic landscape and economic adjustments, which we're dealing with right now, right? It's as good a time as ever to prepare yourself again in case something goes wrong. Kristina, why don't you get us started?
Hey, it's a hot topic. Even people that are nowhere near facing this are so scared of it. So if that's you, this is a way to have a battle plan. And guys, setbacks are always opportunities. We talk about it all the time. So we really have to flip our mindset. But what is a corporate RIF? Some of you might not be familiar with the term RIF, right? Unless you've been to a certain level in your career. It's a reduction in force. Tim already said that, also known as a layoff. Why it happens, there are lots of reasons why it occurs. It can happen when a business changes or changes directions or restructures, permanently closes altogether, permanently closes an office or branch, moves to a new location, undergoes a merger, is acquired by another company or faces financial hardship. So there are lots of reasons. And, when you find out the news, the reason probably won't matter to you too much because, then you're going to go into probably an emotionally charged state and a number of other things can happen. From the company side of it, we're going to talk about how to identify opportunities for that as well. Again, so it's all in your mindset. How do we look at things that happen to us in life? Is it an opportunity or is it, the end of the world? And I like to think that life is happening for us and not to us. So when I talk to a client that maybe goes through a series of interviews and doesn't get the offer, or was let go, or has gone through many, many layoffs throughout their career. I know somebody who's gone through 9 throughout the course of their career.
I'm glad you brought that up. Can we pause for a second on that?
Yeah.
That's one thing too. I've known people that have had really successful careers, and what's happened, right? In a period of 3 years, we had an individual we worked with previously that joined a company, then something happened, right? It was like they lost a bunch of sales or something. Another company, COVID, another company, this. Just know, hey, if this happens to you, right, where you had an issue where things were out of your control, so many people are so like upset when this happens and they think they're going to have to defend their resume. I assure you, right, if you can explain it, right, as quickly and as simply as possible, it's not going to affect your career, right? Let's be honest. Lots of people, lots of tech companies are laying off individuals right now, lots of other companies because of profitability and during COVID, right? I assure you, all of those individuals, right, are working now in a new opportunity, okay?
Hey, and if you're going through this right now, your job is to work as hard as you can to make this as little about you as possible, as little about you and your worth as possible. That's where I see everyone's mindset just go downhill, as as humans, we're so consumed with making everything about us. We have to detach from that, also have a plan, and having a plan will help you overcome any fear, insecurities, anxiety, and uncertainty that you could be experiencing. Yeah.
So when we talk about,
this is your battle plan right here, what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So when we say having a plan, right, there's some things you should always do, right? You should always know your next upward mobility move. You should always have a network of people that you can connect and collaborate with. You should always have an updated resume or LinkedIn profile that's optimized, that has your accomplishments and achievements, right? And I'm not saying like you should always be in a position to have the tools, the resources, the knowledge, the network you need. So in case something happens, you are prepared. Because what you don't want to do is get let go, never talk to your network, haven't been taking a look at the marketplace, your documents aren't updated, you're in a state of fear and desperation, right? Maybe your finances aren't 100% in order, right? Because, hey, 76% of people live paycheck to paycheck, right? We're not talking about people that make 30K either. What happens when you do make $250 a year, right? Let me tell you. Number one, you got a big tax bill. Number two, you and your spouse probably got nice vehicles that you're leasing, right? You got a nice house. You take a couple of vacations. You got some kid in college, some kids.
Why are you exposing us right now?
You order off Instacart and you get Whole Foods. So that's a $2,000 bill a month, Hey, it adds up quickly, guys, right? Sorry, I always say guys, ladies and gentlemen, it adds up quickly. And what happens when you typically make more money? You put more into investments, you put more into this. So having that financial stability too of, hey, I need a little bit of, I need access to some resources in case this happens as well. Because here's the thing, if you get let go and don't have any of this plan and you don't have no money, hey, it is going to be super stressful for you. Do not put yourself in a position where this could actually happen to you, to where you're not prepared. Okay. Very important.
It just helps your confidence too, being prepared for anything in life, having a plan and knowing things happen.
And don't think, hey, me and Kristina, we're not here to scare you, but we're here to keep it real. Okay. Back in 2007, 2008, I was still serving in the military. Hey, let me know in the comments if you think that's a stable job. That's like the most stable job you could possibly have. Like you're always getting paid. But what happened, right? Since the economy was going bad, they actually called us and said, hey, gas up your government vehicle, park it at your office, turn off all the lights, lock the door, wait till you get a call from us. We were like, man, we didn't know because the budget wasn't approved. And we might have not went to work and not got paid, etc. That was a scary time for lots of military veterans that might be listening in now, right? Remember, USA, all these companies were like, hey, if you need a loan until we get this done. So, hey, no job is safe, right? So always have some type of a plan.
You guys might be thinking, man, Tim and Kristina always sound so confident. And they're always telling me about my dream job. And they always tell me, that I'm capable of anything. But that doesn't come from this belief system that this stuff doesn't happen. It comes from understanding that it does and knowing how to adapt and pivot and maintain your integrity and core values of, yourself and your foundation.
Always, always, always have a plan. Moving forward, right? If you're the hiring manager or the leader, if you've been on social media at all over the past couple of months, you've seen a lot of CEOs who have done what? Done this in the most horrible way possible, right? Hey, let's get our whole company on a Zoom call and just tell people who are being let go. Probably not the best thing to do. Okay. So think about this. If you're that hiring leader, that executive who has to let people go, right? How are you going to approach that conversation? I'm sorry, Kristina, we got to let you go. Sales are down. Good luck. Probably not the best way to let go of your employees, right? How about something like this? Hey, Kristina, hey, it's been a great time working together. You have had some massive accomplishments while you work here. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate you so much. Hey, because of things outside of our control, we unfortunately have to do some layoffs. And unfortunately, a big part of our team are going to be affected by this. But here's what I'm going to do for you. Do something, right? Hey, I know executive career upgrades, right? I'm going to get you connected to them. Hey, the company's going to pay for a new resume or a profile or some interview coaching or, extensive coaching, right? How are you going to let your employees go? Especially good ones. I know if you've been a hiring manager for 20, 30 years, you've had to let people go that were actually good at what they do. Maintain those relationships when they leave. Who knows where you're going to be in a couple of years? Who knows where they're going to be? Right? Those could be future team members at another thriving company. Hey, that person you let go may be able to do an introduction at a company you're interested in over the next couple of years. So doing it with professionalism, courtesy, empathy is super important. Anything you want to add there, Kristina?
We have some pretty amazing extensive separation services. Shameless plug there. Hey guys, listen, even if they do it the nicest way, like Tim just said, just understand, and I know the ins and outs of this because I talked to thousands of clients about this. This is going to be it's going to initially feel traumatic. Okay, there's studies behind this. This is no different than any other kind of PTSD, especially if you've been with this company for a long time. You've, dedicated your life to growing this company. And so you do have to understand, I'll just drive it home again. I already said this, but you have to make it not about yourself. So as Tim stated, if you deliver it this way, where it's like, hey, due to circumstances outside of our control, believe that person because there is something going on that's causing this, right? That is out of their control. So your responsibility, again, is to not make it about yourself. I know, Tim, you were talking to the hiring manager or leader within the company, but I just want to go back to the employee for a second. Again, if this is going to cause some PTSD, I once took a job. I was living in Florida. I went to Phoenix, Arizona, uprooted my whole life. And I was very hesitant to do that. And I did have some great times and some great achievements, but ultimately they were going through a major restructure and some things were going on. And I just sat there oh my gosh, I was so traumatized. And so if you find yourself, uprooting your life and moving around and making big sacrifices in your life, the harder this hit is going to feel. But you have to keep in mind it's not about you. Keep this plan in hand and know that better things are coming. That's my best advice. That's my focus here because I know what people feel going through this and it's pretty intense. But it doesn't have to be that intense. What's the one emotion that we say, Tim, belongs in career and business? And it's celebration. So the best that you can manage your emotions, celebrate that you get to, move on to another opportunity, that you get to take your skill set to another company.
Yeah. And after the moment of it's happening, hey, we'll talk about that for a sec. Your reaction to a RIF, a layoff, right, isn't just about what you do and say in the moment of like the initial layoff. It's also like, hey, what are you doing the days, weeks, the months afterwards, right? Are you suffering from like a confidence crisis? Spend your time wallowing, right? Or use it as motivation to up your game and apply for the job that you really wanted all along, right? Most of life is just about perspective. And one of the things that you can do, my best tip for you, okay, is everyone has a circle of influence, even if they don't know it. We work with people that have been in the marketplace for 20 or 30 years who frequently tell me, hey, guys, I don't know anybody. I assure you, where have you worked at? Where are the senior leaders now? Where are your bosses now from 10 years ago? Where's your team members now from a couple years ago? Where are they now? Where's the cross-functional teams you had to interact with? Most people are leaving jobs every couple of years, guys. They're probably somewhere else. What about vendors? What about certification programs? What about, hey, I could just keep going on and on and on. Stay connected to those people throughout your career. Connected, hey, ping them once a year. Have a conversation once a year. Just stay connected to them.
That should be non-negotiable. That is a current non-negotiable for our clients. That is a current non-negotiable for anyone who would like to have opportunity throughout the rest of their life.
Absolutely. Exactly. So to recap on a couple of the key points, right? We went over what a RIF is, the things you can control and not control, why it happens, and we get everyone scared, but having a plan trumps that, right? Some taxation strategies if you're a hiring manager or a leader on how to deliver that news, and really focusing on how are you after that moment, right? How are you moving forward now with your life and your career? And we tried to give you, some practical tips on how to, hey, always be prepared, right? Which is 99% of the people that we talk to are not prepared. They've been even people that have not liked their job for the past 3 years, and they've been thinking about leaving, but they just haven't got the guts or the gumption to move yet. But they still have not interacted with their network. Their documents aren't updated. They're not sure on what they want to target, what industry, not sure. Hey, you're going to add a lot of time onto your career search. Any closing comments, Kristina?
Can you guys believe we actually talk to people who are unhappy that long, then get laid off, and then are still equally as upset?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yep.
That's all I have for you guys today.
In closing, hey, if you... I threw some links in the chat. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, shoot me an email at tim@execupgrades.com. The links we dropped is, hey, if you need help in your career, we dropped a link, execupgrades.com/podcast. Kristina and I also do live events every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We threw the link down there to automatically click it, get notified, get access to the rooms, etc. Definitely take advantage of that. This is no cost to you, just us trying to give you as much value as we can and answer all your questions live in a Zoom setting. So we have a good time there. We welcome you all to that. And the last one, hey, if you want to see some of the clients we work with and some of the results they got, we dropped a link down there of about a little over 100, right? In every industry, every domain, every specific situation that you can think of. Hey, we are here to help you conquer corporate America.
And we do have fun around here. Some of these topics get really heavy and it's hard to avoid. I was doing a mindset session today and one of our newest clients was on. I was like, hey, dude, I promise we have some fun around here, but we just know the depths of this, right? We want you to have a plan. So join us for next week. Maybe it'll be a lighter, more fun topic. Maybe money. All
right, everyone. Have a great day.